And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. What we want to talk about today is getting rid of the past. How do we do that? It's important to understand that you have a past, you have a present, and you have a future. What you want to create is a better future. Very often we look to the past, and what we should be thinking is, the past was great, but I'm going to create an even better future while enjoying the now, right? So if that is the case, then we need to understand certain habits that we have created and cemented in our lives right now. You are what you repeatedly do. So what are you actually doing? Do you know what you're doing? Do you even think about the things that you automatically do? Because that is who you are. Think about it this way. Most people do not have a budget for their money, which basically means that they keep repeatedly buying things habitually that they're not really thinking about. They're just making certain purchases automatically. And then at the end of the month, they don't have any money left to kind of create a better future, or, so they basically just survive from month to month. And that's what people do when it comes to time as well. They have habits that they do, and they just spend their minutes, and their minutes are spent until they basically have to go to work again and survive, and just survive until the next day. And basically life becomes a joke, and then you die. Have you heard people talking about that philosophy? It's a horrible philosophy to have. No matter who you are, you should never believe that life is a joke and then you die. It's not a joke. It's something fantastic. It is something that has been given us for us to enjoy and to be excited and to be happy. Sometimes we fail, we fall, we collapse, and bad things happen. Yes. But it's only for us to understand that there is a better way. There are things we can do about certain problems. Like if something really bad happens to us, our job is to make sure that never happens again in our own lives, but also in the lives of others. That's how you show that you are human, that you care, that you want progression, that you want growth, right? The only way to get rid of the bad things that happen to us is by creating a future where better things happen to us. And it's worth the fight. It's worth leading other people, including yourself, to a better future, because it is in store for us. If you think about the last 100 years, the last 1,000 years, and the last 10,000 years, if it has been that long for humans, we have always progressed. Like, the way we're living right now is completely different from how people have been living for centuries. We should be grateful that we have a phone, a smartphone. They didn't have that before. That we have a house with insulation, with toilets, with running water. It's beautiful. Do we ever stop to think about that? How amazing things are for us? And I can just, we just got to get excited about the future that we're creating for our kids and the future generations. But it starts now with being grateful with what we have, and then improving upon the past. We've been given the past as a foundation for us to build on, and now we can build to greater levels. But again, it comes back to your habits, and it comes back to understanding where those habits came from, and they came from your environment, right? People around you who thought a specific way, people around you who did things a specific way, who had habits themselves. But what we're trying to do here is now create an awareness in yourself of, what is it that I repeatedly do? What is it that I repeatedly buy and spend money on? What is it that I'm actually doing with my life? It's important to know where you stand in order for you to know where you can go. Because there's a path. There's a distance between where you are now to where you want to go, and that distance has to be walked. It has to be traveled. And it's your responsibility as the leader and captain of your ship to do that, one step at a time. If you think about driving a car, you cannot move forward continuously by looking in the rear view mirror. You will crash, and it's going to take time for you to get on the road again. We have to focus on the future. That's how we get rid of the past. If you have a glass or a bottle of something that's impure, right? There's impurities in there, it's nasty water. What are you going to do in order for it to be clean enough for you to drink it? And you're not allowed to take out the impurities and the nasty stuff that's in there. Because that's basically what's happening in your mind. You can't get rid of the stuff that's up there. It's not like you can suddenly get rid of a memory. You can't, like, it's not like you can suddenly get rid of your bad self-esteem. You have to dilute it. You have to fill fresh, running spring water into that bottle or glass until things overflow. And guess what? Water purifies what's contained in that glass or bottle. And the only way to do that is by creating a vision for ourselves with the future. And that future is what cleans out the bad things from the past. Right? But it's better to have nasty water that we can build on than having no water at all. But it's even better to have the vision and the clear water to dilute everything so that we can have clear water forever. So basically, the question begs, how do you want your life to look like? Do you know? Is it written down? Is it focused? Are you too diversified? Do you have too many goals? You shouldn't have too many goals. It's simple. It's only 3 categories. Keep it simple. Relationships, your money, and your health. That's it. We have our health to enjoy our relationships, and we have our money to enjoy our relationships and create memories with them. And if we do that, and we keep on building those relationships, the fullness of joy will come to us. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you again tomorrow.